All right, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing wonderful. Yes, we're getting a new time period. We're going to call this medieval times. And right here, what you see is a restaurant that has been developed that some of you guys are going to be going to, I know, with the band this year and in up and coming years. This is called Medieval Times Dinner Theater. That is one of the names you could call our topic, the medieval times. That's right. And you get to see some cool pictures, see the falcon flying and all that. There's this thing called falconry that some of them did. It's pretty cool. But anyways, all right. So medieval times, dinner theater. This is going to be the time, all right, in Western Rome's fall. So Western Rome has fallen, and all I like to say is into medieval times, or Rome or Western Rome has fallen into the Dark Ages. All right, let's get into this. Let's have some good times here. Good times, good times. All right. So start off right here with a little PowerPoint here. Have a little fun. Okay, so the Middle Ages, okay? Now, what you need to get through your mind is this, is the first you need to understand is the way that people are governed, the way things are set up here. And you have what's called feudalism and the manor system. So, like if you talk about the United States right now, we have what's called a representative democracy, or we have a capitalist system. All right, if you go to China, they have a communist system. All right, so this is their system of government. This is their way of actually making it in the world. It's called feudalism or feudal society or the manor system. Here we go. So this is what it looks like. You have kings and queens. So it looks a little bit like a monarchy. They are your rulers at the very top, the ones that are making all the big decisions. And then along with them, you have a nobility. These are people that basically help the kings and queens, and they basically rule smaller areas, okay? These would be called your lords and sometimes your knights. Your knights didn't have as much land, but they did have some. All right, like I said, they controlled the land. Then you have the clergy. Clergy means church members or church leaders, people that lead the church. That's your clergy members. Here's some of them. The church officials, the head guy would be the pope, and you have bishops and monks and others. All right. Then at the very bottom, you have peasants. Okay. These are the ones that are doing all the work, the ones that are going to be making the food for everybody to eat. This is the majority of the population. We'll get into more depth on these in a moment. This is the way society is made up. All right. Again, they worked the land and they served all the nobles above them. All right. So feudalism. This is medieval government. This is a little bit of how it looks. So this is a system that's based on giving. See the word right there? Giving of land in exchange for loyalty. And you could really almost stop right there. So you have those that are on top, your kings, the nobles and knights. They are giving land down to those below them in exchange for loyalty. Okay? And loyalty means basically this, that they're going to work that land and make some food. And then those that are on the top are going to protect those that are below them. So everybody has a job to do. And if everybody does their job, then everybody kind of makes it. You see here, again, this is a political system based on the giving of land in exchange for loyalty. The knights would give military service. Sometimes the peasants would also, and other services. Okay, feudalism, a little bit more about it. It developed as a result of the frequent invasions of Western Europe. See all these invaders that came into Rome? You see Rome right here? All these invaders? As soon as Rome falls, they don't stop taking over areas. What's going to happen is all these little cities are going to develop all by themselves all around Western Europe. And they're going to have to figure out a way to get themselves in a position that they can protect themselves from all these invaders. And this way out of being taken over, and a lot of times it didn't work, being taken over by all these invaders from the east was called feudalism. All right, good deal. Let's keep going. So, like I said, they're going to need a way to protect themselves. So kings and nobles needed a way to protect their land, and this system is called feudalism or the feudal system. All right, a little bit more. So this is what basically happens. The lords divide their lands into estates called fiefs. See this word right here? They divide their estates into fiefs. Now, the fiefs basically are just small pieces of land, little plots of land, and they're given to the vassals. A vassal is anyone that's underneath somebody else. All right? So a person granted land in return for loyalty or military service. So right here you see the peasants on the bottom. They would all be vassals because they're underneath someone. They would promise to take the land that they are given and go and work it. The knights would be vassals to the nobles. Nobles would be vassals to the kings and queens. The only ones that would not be vassals would be the kings and queens. And they all promise something, and if they all do their job, things are supposed to go well. So all nobles were vassals to kings. Everyone that's under someone else is a vassal. Here we go. A little bit more. All right, so you have the knights. Knights now are mounted warriors who protected lords' lands. They're your warriors. They're the leaders of the military. A lot of times the peasants would join them. They were given land. This is their pay. All right, they would have a wife, maybe some kids, whatever. They would stay on the land. The knights would go off and fight and take care of the king. They follow this philosophy. It's called chivalry. And there's a lot that we can get into on the chivalry. We might spend some time doing that. But basically what it is that the knights would act in a certain way toward different people. So toward their nobles, toward the king, toward the peasant, toward women, all this stuff, chivalry. Okay? You see what it's saying right here? It's a code of ethics that the knights would follow. So they would act in a certain way, or they're supposed to anyways. All right, they're supposed to be honest, fair in battle, loyal, proper treatment of women. And there's a lot more to it than that. But basically, know that there's chivalry. This is the knights. So, feudal obligations or feudal promises. What you have here is the knight's obligations to lord is to provide military service, remain loyal and faithful to the nobles and the king or queen. All right, they were given money on special occasions. This would be a up and down, the feudal system, up and down. So the money would be given to the knights, or the knights could be giving money in the form of taxes to those on top. All right, now the lord's obligations to the knights is this. Give them the land. We talked about that. All right, protect from attack. So the lords, basically, they are part of this protection also. And they would help resolve disputes between knights, because all knights did not get along with each other. All right, now, we have here what's called the feudal pyramid. The pyramids are really good because they show you how large different classes are. You usually have your poorest and your largest group on the bottom of the pyramid. You see them down here. These are your serfs and freemen. And we'll get more into the serfs and the freemen here in a little bit. Okay? Then you have above them, you have your lesser nobles and knights. The serfs and freemen, these are the peasants basically. They provided labor to them, and then the knights would provide protection to those on the bottom. And again, this feudalism keeps going. The lesser nobles provided loyalty and military service to the powerful nobles, and then the powerful nobles would provide land and protection to the knights. At the very top, you have loyalty and service again, all the way up to the top, and then the land comes down. So the king and the powerful nobles, all this is everything they're providing. Below them, the serfs and the labor, the serfs and freemen basically provided food. This labor was all about food and other things, but basically food up so everybody could eat. There's your feudal pyramid. All right, let's close this up here. So what you need to be able to do is be able to explain why feudalism developed in Western Europe. Remember the invaders when you do this. A question you should be able to answer. What is a knight's obligation is to the Lord? Or it's all about protection. Remember that? And then the third question is, what was the Lord's obligation to the knights? Provide them land and protection also. Okay? Now, let's get into what's called, actually, let's go ahead and pause right here. This will be our first little stop right here. That'll be good. Next time we'll be getting into the manor system. Let's finish it up right here. Right here you see what's, again, the feudal pyramid. And kings at the top, this is a good thing to memorize. Question you may want to ask yourself is, should we live like this today? Everybody has a job, and everybody does a good job, and everybody's taken care of. I don't know. I don't think I'd like it because there's not any freedom in it, but we'll see.